Hey YouTube, thought I'd make a quick video about my F250. So the other day I was driving down the road, cruising down the highway, and suddenly I lost all engine power. I towed it back here, and I ended up replacing most of the electrical system. As you can see here, I got a new distributor, I got a new ignition coil, and I also replaced the ignition control module right over here. It does start up and drive now, and gets good spark, but it still is lacking a little bit of power when you get into the higher gears. My next task is to replace this EGR valve right here, because I think that's the primary candidate for why it's running a little bit rough. But obviously we'll see once we get it replaced. I did put the code reader on it, and that was one of the codes it's reading. It's also reading a bad purge valve, and so I'll replace that later this week. The EGR was basically the first place that I'm going to attack though. So stay tuned and I'll keep you updated. All right, so first step done. I removed the 3 nuts on top of the EGR. New part right here. Next step is to unbolt it from the manifold. Well, I needed a bit of motivation, but I finally got that nut off. Now we just unbolt it from the manifold and it should come right off. All right, well, I just got it completely out of there, the old EGR valve. Here it is right here. As you can see, the gasket that is between it and the manifold is next to nothing at this point. So I'll go ahead and polish that up just a little bit to get a nice even surface to go on. I'll grab the new gasket and the new EGR and we'll put it back together. All right, now I've got that old gasket all cleaned off. Surface is nice and polished now, and it's time to go on with the new one. All right, well, I've got the 2 manifold bolts back in. I've got the pressure fitting on. Now all I need to do is put the solenoid back on top and it should be good to go. So the kit I got did come with a new O-ring for the solenoid here. I am reusing this little metal piece though that goes in between the solenoid and the actual EGR. So I'll go ahead and put the screws back on top for this guy, and after that it should be all done. All right, well, I got the bolts back on for the solenoid. So that should be the end of the install. Eventually I want to do a full smog delete on this truck, but for now I need a work truck, and so that'll probably be my wintertime project. But stay tuned for that later on.